Yo, what's up, YouTube boxing community? This is the Boxing Jay. Having some afterthoughts on Mayweather and Mosley. Also going to throw in some thoughts on what Mayweather's next move should be and Mosley. Well, the fight was last night. It was a pretty good fight. I mean, Mayweather was pushed to another level. Obviously, he definitely was much more offensive than he usually is, and Mosley pushed him to that. I mean, the second round was when Mayweather was rocked with a right hook from Mosley, and then Mayweather just said, man, I'm pretty sure after that he said, fuck this, Mosley's not hitting me again. And after that round, Mayweather took over completely, and Mayweather was even able to counter in that round. In the late part of that round, he was able to hit Mosley. But on the drug testing, I really don't see them being affected in any way. I mean, Mayweather came sharp, he was fast, he was countering. Mosley, he was getting a lot of shots. For a while, Mayweather was missing shots. Mosley was able to weave his punches, bob his punches. Mayweather would throw a punch, and in that split second, Mosley would like move his head and get those punches off. So, I mean, I really don't think they were affected in any way with the blood test, anyway. I mean, especially at welterweight. I mean, welterweight, it's not a weight that is impossible to make. Like how Pacquiao says that when he did the blood test with Eric Morales, that's why he lost. But, I mean, if you also think about it, see how much he was weighing. I mean, come on. But I mean, this is welterweight. There's no way. I really don't believe there's no way. I really believe there's no way that a welterweight can be affected by blood tests. Welterweight is for a 5 foot, from a range, especially for Pacquiao. I mean, he's 5'7", 5'6". He's a pretty short welterweight. There's no way blood tests are gonna affect him. I mean, he has trouble making the weight. I mean, if you watch his 24/7, his trainers like get him to eat. So I mean, well, how is blood test gonna affect him? But other than that, Mayweather just totally dominated Mosley after the third round. He stepped his game up, and Mosley, I mean, he looked pretty good. In my opinion, I really don't think Mosley should retire. I think he still has some good fights left in him. I would still love to see Berto against Mosley, and whoever wins could fight Mayweather if Pacquiao-Mayweather doesn't happen. Because I think it's too much of a big jump for Berto from going to Carlos Quintana all the way to Floyd Mayweather. So I think Berto should have a good fight a good welterweight, and then fight Mayweather. I mean, he could fight Clottey, Cotto, Mosley, Sab Judah. He could fight Sab Judah. I mean, there's a whole bunch of options out there. And if he could fight those guys, and if he could beat them, he should definitely go and fight Mayweather. So I think Mosley came out pretty good. I mean, his trainer, I think Mosley should stay with his trainer, Nasim Richardson. He's a pretty good trainer. He came out amazing against Margarito. And I think like Richardson, he's able to get into Mosley's head, and he's able to push him. In the last round, I think it was the last round, Nazim Richardson told Mosley, he told him to repeat the phrase. I really don't remember exactly what it was, but Mosley repeated it, and Nazim, he did not say it so blunt, but he pretty much said that he was going to throw in the towel if Mosley didn't step up. He didn't say it like that, but I mean, off of what he said, that's what he meant. And when he did that, Mosley came out, in the beginning of that round, Mosley came out like, he's trying to fight, he's trying to find a way to hit Mayweather to land a combination. He was jabbing to the body, but I mean, it just didn't work, and they got to a 12-round unanimous decision. And Mosley didn't even look sad at all for losing. He seemed completely fine. I'm guessing that big paycheck that he's going to get, I think he was guaranteed $7 million. Possibly he'll probably hit $10 million, depending on the pay-per-views. Which I think the pay-per-views, I'm pretty sure pay-per-views went over $1.5 million. Probably hit $2 million. Mayweather, what should Mayweather do next? Obviously, he should try to get a fight with Pacquiao. Pacquiao needs to take his drug test, his blood test. He has to do it. I mean, maybe this blood test that Mayweather is asking wouldn't have happened if Pacquiao was able to dominate the way he was able to dominate his last 4 fights, and maybe because of his dad, maybe it's a reaction to jealousy or having a doubt. But regardless, even if it is for that, I think it is a good idea to do that. It's a good idea to put in the blood test for fights. I mean, I think it would be a good idea if they would implement it into championship fights. I mean, they don't have to do it every professional bout, but you could do belts, like the WBC could make their championship fights use a blood test or something. Something can be done. But if that fight doesn't happen, I would like to see Mayweather fight another. I mean, he could fight Berto, but other than that, I mean, there really isn't anywhere out there for him to fight at welterweight. He could go up to super welterweight. I mean, he has plenty of options. He could fight Paul Williams, Sergio Martinez. He could go up to middleweight and fight him, and maybe get a 6th belt, 6th weight class. He could also fight Kermit Cintron. Who else? I mean, but really, there really isn't much that Mayweather could. Who else could he fight if he doesn't fight Pacquiao? And Mayweather, you're crazy for calling yourself the greatest. There's some YouTube boxing channels out there that are very biased, and they lean towards him, and they actually consider him, taking consideration him calling himself the greatest. I mean, there's some YouTube channels out there that say they're not unbiased, but obviously it's so obvious that they are. Mayweather is very far away from calling himself the greatest. This is his first legitimate welterweight bout. I'm talking about an elite welterweight, and that's Shane Mosley. He fought Carlos Baldomir, he fought Sab Judah, and I think some other guy, a welterweight.